You're thinking, okay.
Dan, Eldon didn't think very much of names since the animals were thought to be baby whales, which was washed up on the country shores pretty often.
Okay, stop there. So when you shared your thinking, you said that he thought they were joking that it was a spade-toothed beaked whale. But what you found in the text was that he thought they were joking because he thought it was a gray whale. So he didn't think it was anything special. So one thing we know when we read nonfiction is that we have to be very careful to pay attention to the details. So we have to think, he wasn't excited, as your classmate here began in our summary. He wasn't very excited because he thought it was a very common beaked whale, the gray beaked whale. And then he was excited because it was this very special species. I think it's time to read on, to read our third paragraph.
Have you seen a dead one?
I have not seen any type of gray whale, gray beaked whale or spade-toothed beaked whale in my life.
The dead whale.
Nope. We're going to read the third paragraph. You can show me you're ready by putting your finger on the heading, a mysterious animal. Do you see that heading there in bold, a mysterious animal? I see lots of people that are ready. Remember, I'm going to be the primary reader, and you're going to be the secondary reader, so you're going to follow along. And there's lots of ways you can show me that you're following along. A mysterious animal. After that call, Van Helden and his team got to work. They looked at measurements and photos of the whales. They also examined the whales' skeletons. The adult female measured just over 17 feet, and the young male measured 11.5 feet from beak to tail fin. The shape and color of both specimens were very similar to other beaked whales. What have we learned so far?
How much the toothy was
So tell me, what did the author write?
at the number was 17 pounds and then how long was it?
So it's not pounds. What does it say in the text? So it says 17, right, which is a measurement of length. So the mother is 17 feet, and what's the other measurement we learned?
11.
And who's that referring to? The young male. So much smaller than the mother, right? 11.5 and 17. What else have we learned? In the back.
We also learned that they are really real beaked whales. Real beaked whales.
So does it say that explicitly in the text?
Yeah, because it says that the species were very similar to the other beaked whales.
That's some good thinking. So that helped you understand that what we're seeing there is that they definitely have a beaked whale on their hands. But do we know yet that it's a spade-toothed beaked whale? Does it say that? Where's the evidence in the text? You know what? Let's read the next sentence because I think that will clear up your confusion. It would be easy to confuse the pair with the more commonly seen grays. So what's the author saying there?
It would be easy to confuse the pair with the commonly seen grays.
Can you put that in your own words? What does that mean?
I don't really know.
Okay, so let's think about it together. That's why this is called shared reading, because we're working together to really understand what the story says, what the text says.
They're saying that it's very similar to a gray whale.
Why would that be hard for a scientist?
Because it looks great. Because maybe it might have not been the spade-toothed beaked whale or not been the
Does anyone want to elaborate on that idea?
I think that you could easily get confused by the colors that they have and by the rates.
Okay. So if you have two things that are very, very similar, as a scientist, you have to figure out what's gonna help me figure out, what's gonna be the thing that helps me tell them apart? Let's see if we find out. We're at the word the. The team. Put your finger on that, those two words, the team. The team was able to tell the difference using bones. They compared the whale's bones to 3 bones that had washed up before. A lower jaw was found in 1872, and 2 skulls were found in 1986. Until now, those had been the only evidence of the species. So scientists used evidence to confirm their thinking. What did the scientists use in this case? Somebody who I haven't called them.
The bones.
Were they new bones, old bones? Where did they get these
They're old
bones?
bones because they're from the 18s and the 19s.
When were they from? Let's look specifically at those dates.
They were found in 1872 and 1986.
Are 1872 and 1986 very close together? They're really far apart. Over 100 years apart.
Not over, it's about 90 years apart. Close to
Your math is mixed up. 1872, 100 years would be 1972, but the next bones weren't found until 1986.
Yeah.
So we're over 100 years. So, one thing we learned from this paragraph is that scientists have to communicate with each other. Because it wasn't the same scientist who found the lower jaw in 1872 and who found the 2 skulls in 1986. And now this other team of scientists. So scientists have to work together to figure out the mysteries of the ocean and the mysteries of the dinosaurs. We're going to stop because I want to play a game with this paragraph. But we're going to get a chance to reread this paragraph. So this paragraph has lots of ideas about how they're figuring out whether or not the beached whale is in fact a spade-toothed beaked whale.
Isn't the jaw connected to the skull? Sort of?
The jaw is typically, yes.
In the mouth.
But I don't know about,
But
I don't
how
have a
did they
detailed knowledge
get
of
apart?
whales.
How can they get apart? They didn't have to get snapped. Broken.
Well, the ocean tides maybe wore the bones in, we don't know. So, 4th and 5th graders, I want to explain a game called Pronoun Police to you. Oh, we're gonna miss
Yeah.
this. 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes?
Yeah, about, I'm sorry.
That's okay, we'll do it. They won't go back to that. The way that the game Pronoun Police works is that your job is to be a reading detective, a really careful reader. And you are going to find the pronouns in this text. A pronoun, you can see on that chart there, is a word that is used instead of a noun or phrase. And I'm going to show you an example here to help make that definition come to life. So we see here, after that call, Van Helden and his team got to work. If we look at the beginning of the next sentence, we see the word they. Who is they referring to?
The team?
Van Helden and his team. So in Pronoun Police, we are going to hunt for the pronouns and we're going to figure out what they're referring to. Take a look at the text and find another example of a pronoun substituting for a noun. Those of you who have your hand raised, give your classmates a little bit of time to think. All right. I'm going to keep reading. When I get to a pronoun, I want you to raise your hand and let me know. They looked at measurements and photos of the whales. They also examined the whales' skeletons. What's the pronoun I just read?
They.
And what is the they referring to?
Van Helden and his team.
You are right. Let's keep reading. The adult female measured just over 17 feet, and the young male measured 11.5 feet from beak to tail fin. The shape and color of both specimens were very similar to other beaked whales. I see lots of hands. Did I read a pronoun? What pronoun did I read?
Both.
The is not a pronoun, but both is. This is a very tricky pronoun. What is both referring to here? The two whales. So both is referring to the young male, and both is referring to the adult female. Let's keep reading. It would be easy to confuse the pair with the more commonly seen grays. So pair here is a fancy term we call a referent, but you're right that it is a substitute for young male and adult female. As readers, you have to be very careful to pay attention to the ways in which the author is changing the name. So first it said the whales, and now it's calling the whales a pair. That's tricky. Let's keep going. The team was able to tell the difference using bones. They compared the whale's bones to 3 bones that had washed up before. They. Who's the they referring to? They is referring to the team. All right, pronoun policers, we are going to have to stop. It is true that there are more pronouns in our text, but we've run out of time. So something that you can keep in mind is that as a reader, this happens all the time in the stories that you read. Authors are really tricky. They tell you the character's name, and then they say she. Or they tell you about a group, and then the author says they. And so paying attention to all the pronouns helps you be a better reader. And I know that you want to be really excellent readers. You may keep this text, and if you'd like to read on and find out what happens to the spade-toothed beaked whale, you are welcome to do that. All right? Nice work. Thank you.
Minutemen. And Rockers, could we just really quickly say thank you?
Thank you!
You're welcome. I had lots of fun.
It is 2:10 Rocketeers, which means you guys are out of here. So if you are a Minuteman or a Minutewoman, no.
Oh.
I'm in the middle of making instructions.